Let's take a look at the chart action for Cardano. Alright, so the main thing I'm watching on Cardano, and I talked about this in my last video, is this resistance area right there. We came up, got resistance, came down, and came back up, but we weren't able to get past it. We actually are kind of forming a trend line doing something like this. We got resistance right here, and right here. I'm basically watching something like a triangle pattern play out, something like that, maybe something like that. We're going to see if we come down and retest this trend line right there. That's basically what I'm wondering, is if we're going to come down, retest it, and then get a bounce up, or are we going to come down and break through it and go to the downside and maybe have to look for support right here and right here. Until we break one of these lines going to the upside or to the downside, I'm not really sure what we're doing right now. In general, it kind of looks like we're going straight. I'm kind of being a little more cautious on this. I'm kind of leaning more to the downside. If we go to the upside, right here will be the level that I'll start getting bullish again. Alright, so we're looking at the total crypto market cap right now, and we're watching this uptrend right here. We broke that uptrend going to the downside right here. That was kind of like a signal for me to get a little more cautious in general. And so ever since then, I've been kind of waiting to break the previous high right here, and we actually haven't done that yet. So until we do that, it looks like we're kind of forming a high right there and a high right there, which gives me a downtrend going something like this. Until we break this downtrend going to the upside, I'm going to assume that we're kind of going to in a downtrend or maybe going sideways. I'm going to go ahead and delete that previous uptrend, something like that, and I'm going to look at previous support right here, and maybe something right here or right here. Let's kind of do a trend line going something like this. It seems in general like we have an uptrend with these support levels right there. So what I'm looking at now is kind of this triangle pattern right there, and kind of disregarding that bigger channel that we have. So let's see right now if we could break to the upside or to the downside of this one as well. Right now I'm on the 4-hour time frame. Go ahead and check it out on your chart and let me know what you think. The main line I'm watching is this resistance line right there. If we could break above that, then I'll start getting bullish again. Until then, I'm kind of wondering if we're going to come down and get a correction. Alright, so if we take a look at Cardano to Bitcoin, we were watching this pattern, something like this. It was basically a double top the last time we looked at it, and I was kind of saying if we could break above this line, same thing with Cardano, then we're going to get bullish. We came up, got resistance again, and now it looks like we're coming back down to test that support line. Same with Cardano pretty much. What I'm looking at now is basically a triangle pattern waiting for a break to the upside or to the downside. I was saying if we could break to the upside, then we could maybe look at a target up here, but I'm not so sure about that once we look at Cardano to Ethereum. Alright, so let's take a look at Cardano to Ethereum. Alright, so it looks similar to Bitcoin, but this one was kind of trending up a little bit more than the Bitcoin one. The Bitcoin one was a little more flat. So right here we have this high, and this high. So it actually was trending up. We were getting higher highs, but we're also forming this rising wedge, kind of something like that. I'm basically watching this support right here, resistance right here, resistance right here, and resistance right here. We actually broke this trend line, this support trend line going to the downside right here. I'm kind of thinking maybe look for support right here, maybe right here or right here. Basically previous support zones. Something like that. Let's see how far this thing's going to go down. In general, I think Ethereum is pumping right now or getting a little move to the upside. So that's why this is moving. Cardano seemed like it had been going a little straight and a little bit down, so I think that's why we're getting this red candle right here. But let's kind of see how far this goes down. Let's see. Basically, we should be watching Ethereum now, in my opinion. Alright, so basically with Cardano, I'll be watching this previous high right here at around 297, something like that. And then I'll be watching this trend line, something right there, maybe at around 273, 274. Let's see how far it could go down and if it could break this or if it gets a bounce right here and starts trying to retest this trend line right there. Those are pretty much the two things I'll be waiting for. If we break to the downside, I'll make a video on the levels that I'll be planning on putting limit orders on. I might already have some of those limit orders set, but I'm not really sure if we're going to break to the downside quite yet. So let's wait and see whether we go to the upside or the downside. Alright, if you guys like that video, hit that thumbs up button.